Oh man, I don't even know what to say. Man, it's been that long. I don't know what to say. When I say that long, I mean like since we done a live. Since we done a live stream, we haven't. It's been, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Make sure this is actually working because you just don't know with these lives sometimes. Sometimes they're just so laggy with the way like StreamYard is, and because it's not it it's showing on my end that it's live, but it ain't flipping. Oh, there it is. There it is. They were showing on my end that it was live, but it wasn't showing on here. So make sure. Yeah, sound quality isn't amazing. Apologies about that. How we all doing? It's been a while. Apologies. The sound quality really ain't amazing. I ain't gonna lie. Ooh wee. I'm watching. By the way, I want to point this out. Right, I'm in the middle of round 4 for Ryan Garner versus Archie Sharp, which has been a good little scrap so far. Okay. I am obviously not watching this. I'm watching this. I don't pay for TNT. I don't have TNT. Well, I do. Obviously, I have TNT from watching this. But I don't have Sky. I don't have a subscription. So I'm watching this, So I might be behind. I might be behind the live feed. So if you guys are watching it off TNT, I'm probably a minute or so behind you. Just so you know. Just so you know. Right? So I will keep you. Oh, that's a good body shot by Archie Sharp. It's been a good little scrap. It's only a 10. Oh, wait, that's. Archie Sharp is getting closer. He's getting closer with that right hand. The only issue I have with Archie Sharp really is when they talk about his punching power. There's a lot of other issues to be fair, but his punching power is not. It's not his strongest. It's not his strongest. Yeah, we've got the design. It's been about 2 months since I went live. It's been about 2 flipping months since I went live. I don't know. I should have gone live, shouldn't I, sooner? I really should have. How is that looking? That's looking fine. I should have done it, man. I should have done it sooner. It is what it is, you know. Things get in the way. I've had a lot on, and yeah, this is what I needed. I needed to get back into doing it, and I haven't done a watch along. I've neglected the watch alongs, and now we're back. Now we're back. How are you, mate? How's it going, G-Man? I'm good, man. Well, define good. I'm good because I'm watching boxing. It's been a bit of a crap week, to say the least. To say the least. Visual takes, I remember you, man. Always in the chat, man. You've been here for years, man. Years, man. You were here. You've been here since probably 1,000 subs, man. Holy crap, man. It's been a while, man. I would love to get Uncle P, Kaya, and Johnny B on sometime, and I will. I always mean to actually get them on to do something, because the funny thing is, right? We've actually talked about, just in general, just as mates, going and catching up on fights just for fun, just for going out for drinks together. And Archie Sharp is cut above the right eye by the looks of things. When I'm over and settled in London, which I'm going to be moving to London on the 19th of August, right? The 19th of August, I'll be basing myself over there. I'm going to an office in Dagenham, where Stacey Solomon's from. That's what people keep telling me when I mention Dagenham. They're like, that's where Stacey Solomon's from, the singer from the X Factor. And yeah, I'll be basing myself in the UK from the 19th. It's, to say the least, it's not been straightforward. Hence the reason, shout out to Natalie Phelan, by the way, with the high five. It has not been straightforward. I would have hoped to have been over there by now, but I'm still here. And there's reasons for that. And it has been a flippin' nightmare. The funniest thing is, when I was originally planning this move, I thought getting a job sorted would be the hardest. It was the easiest. This whole flat thing has been an absolute nightmare. It has been an absolute flipping nightmare. By every stretch of the imagination. It has been just that. It's been horrific. So yeah, and shout out to Ben, Uncle P, Kaya, and Johnny B. Our true gents gave tickets for Bill. They gave you tickets, or you gave them tickets, mate? But they are, gents. And me and Proper, we're actually working on something in the background. We're working on something in the background. We just need the right subject to do it with. And then we are good to go. We have takeoff. Because I'd love to... Oh, you gave them tickets. I thought you said they gave you tickets. I was like, they never flipping offered me tickets. Not that I would have went, but, you know, I was just thinking... no, like... they're good guys, but we're working on something in the background, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting that up off the ground again once I'm over in the UK. Which, yeah, again, about this time 3 weeks. It's a Monday, August the 19th. So it's full steam ahead. But by God, it's not been like this week. I should have really given the channel a bit of a break this week because I've had that much crap on and stuff like that I probably shouldn't have uploaded what I did. Because I don't think the quality of those vids were quite good. I don't think that everything in it, I don't think everything was good. I don't think they were good enough to even go on the channel. And I think I really probably should have left them, neglected them. Hence the reason why I'm glad to be back doing these watch-alongs. This is actually a good little scrap, isn't it, Archie Sharp? I thought he would have been gone by now. I really did. I thought Ryan Gardner would have got rid of Archie Sharp by now. Appreciate the comment on the Canelo video, meant a lot. Anytime, man, anytime. I will give your channel a mention. The only reason I would say leave a link in the comments, but the problem is you can't on the live chat because you're not wrenched, and I can't give the wrenches out. I can't do it on StreamYard, so you can't leave a link. Unfortunately, you can't leave a link, I'm afraid. Although some of those bot accounts somehow are able to do it. I don't know how they're able to do it. You always see when you do a live watch along, those bot accounts. And they're like, you know, watch this here. And I don't know how they do it, but you have to have a wrench to leave a link in the pinned comments there, or the comments of the live. So unfortunately, you can't leave a link. I would say leave a link, but I will give your channel a mention. Have no fear. I like giving channels a mention when I know the video will do well, if that makes sense. So like, I'm not gonna, if I say I'll mention a channel, I will, but I won't do it unless it's a very good video, you know? So if I want to mention someone and give them, because Ade did it with me, and he told me, now I never asked him for any help back when we first met, but I remember him telling me, if I'm going to mention your channel, I'm going to do it on a video I know will do well. Hence the reason why when he mentioned me first, it was on an AJ video, and I went from like 60 subs to 350, like that. It was amazing. Am I still moving to London? August 19th, man. August 19th. Man, I'll name this account later, long time sub. Man, it has been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare these last 2 weeks, this move. It's been a flipping nightmare. So I want to focus on the chat, watch this, talk boxing, and kind of forget about that, because honestly, this week has been a flipping nightmare. I knew this would be stressful, but honestly, I did not think this would be. It's been a nightmare, honestly. That's why I'm happy watching this fight. The main event, Atelma did very well. Very happy with what I seen there, and this fight will be good. This fight's not too bad. There's only 4 rounds to go. And then we have the main event, which is Chisora versus Joyce. It's weird though, like Joyce, I find with Joyce, and this is just a thing, and I want to actually point out, right? Has anyone actually, I'm not taking the curtains with me, don't worry. Has anyone heard this new commentator, Tim Capel? I think I say that guy's name. Has anyone heard this guy on commentary? This guy literally sounds like Adam Smith if he'd smoked 50 cigarettes a day. He literally sounds like Adam Smith. Everything, his whole demeanor, everything sounds like Adam Smith. Oh, Archie Sharp is taking some punches. Corner guys are actually up. Oh, big shot goes through there, actually. Archie Sharp wants to smother. He should smother there, actually. But this guy, Tim Capel, I never heard him before. But when I turned this on, originally, one of Ben Davison's fighters was fighting in that 8-rounder. I forget his name, Raymond or something his name was. And I was like, oh, is Adam Smith on TNT? And is there something wrong with the one I'm watching? Because I'm watching TNT Sport. And I was like, then I heard Carl Frampton talk, and I was like, no, there's nothing wrong with the sound. And then I was like, oh, he just sounds like Adam Smith if he smoked 50 cigarettes a day, because he's got a really weird, raspy kind of voice. But he has the. And I was in the Element group, and I was saying the same to the guys in the Element chat. And they were the same. They were like, oh, yeah. Am I going to Joshua Dubois? It will depend. It will depend. I'll have to wait and see. I could probably do better. Well, like, for one, Stratford to Wembley is not close. It's not an easy. Well, it's easy. It's only one train, but it's 20 odd stops, so it's not going to be. It might be worth my while to just do a watch along for it. That's probably what we'll end up doing. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. What happens there? We'll wait and see what happens there. If I can get to one of the events, I might go to the weigh-in. I won't go to the weigh-in. Actually, I wouldn't go to that. I might go to the press conference, because the weigh-in will be public, and you really want to. If you're ever going to a weigh-in, and they tell me if a weigh-in is going to be media or public, you want a media one. You want a media-only weigh-in, because it's great. You get loads of access. You get loads of access to the fighters and everything. You really do. You really do. So that's what I'll probably be doing for that one. And yeah, Stratford to Wembley is one train, but it's 20 odd stops. Like, you start, like, the Jubilee line starts at Stratford and it ends at Stanmore. And I think Stanmore is only 4 stops after Wembley. So it's a long ass train ride. I made that mistake once. I think it was I made the mistake. It was for Beterbiev Yard. I flew into London City on the Thursday for the press conference, and I did a 7 a.m. flight. So I literally touched down in London, and obviously the press conference wasn't until midday. And then I realized, oh crap, like, it is an hour. It's an hour on the train, and I was meeting Ade that evening, and like, I literally had to leave that press conference early because I was thinking, crap, I've got another flipping hour on the train to get back to check my stuff into the hotel. Yeah, so it's not an easy commute from Stratford to Wembley. Wembley is northwest London, so it's a good bit away. It's a good bit away. It's out the way is Wembley Stadium. Whereas the O2, the Copper Box, where else, York Hall, that's all fairly central, so it's easy to get to. There's nothing hard to get there. You know, I'm from Shepherd's Bush to Romford. That's a fair old trek, mate. That's a fair old trek, man. That's a really long track. Shepherd's Bush is far from Stratford, and Romford is near Stratford. Actually, to be fair, it's not too far from it. But I wouldn't be going. I've never been Romford myself. I've never needed to go. Myself. White Bacoli, definitely, man. And by the way, it's 2 minutes and 35 seconds in round number 7. And from what I'm seeing in this fight, Ryan Garner is absolutely beating up Archie Sharp. He's landing big shots in there. I expected Archie Sharp to lose this fight. He did not look good. He hasn't looked good, Archie Sharp, in a long time. In a long, long time. He really hasn't. He hasn't looked particularly good in a long time. And I think that this is evidence to it. You know, I remember Sharp back in 2018 when he was still unbeaten. But he never really impressed me, and he got that win over Leon Woodstock. I think that was on. Can't remember what card that was on now, actually. But he got a win over Leon Woodstock, and even then I was kind of like, Leon Woodstock was never that good, and he proved that. Archie Sharp has just been able to maintain that unbeaten record, but he is kind of no more really British level, British kind of Commonwealth level. That's really his level. And I think now, with the inactivity, that's not helped him, because Archie Sharp's got to be, 29, 30? Older? Thereabouts. So yeah, I don't think that's actually helped him at all. And he's taken a few shots in this fight. It's worryingly competitive, though, for Ryan Garner. So if he is being competitive, that doesn't bode well for future fights. IG Man just got home. Which fight is currently on? Ryan Garner versus Archie Sharp. This is, I believe, co-main. So next fight is the main. Chisora versus Joyce. Now, I've said this about Joe Joyce before. Joe Joyce is someone, although he doesn't have the biggest kind of following, any video you do on Joe Joyce does pretty well. And any post-fight you do on Joe Joyce equally does pretty well. Archie Sharp almost missed there. Just grazed him with a right hook there. So Joyce, people are interested in watching his fights. I'll tell you that. They are genuinely interested in watching his fights. Whoa, big shot goes through there by Ryan Gardner. Lands it on Archie Sharp. Archie Sharp looking a bit... He's looking reckless a little bit at times in there now. He really is. He really is. He's taking some shots. G-Man, what happened to Chris Andre? I don't know, mate. I genuinely... I haven't chatted to Chris in a couple... The last time I chatted to Chris, he was still uploading. And I genuinely don't know. As I've said, I hope he's okay. I'm sure he is, but I hope he is. I wish he was back. I do. I wish he was back. I hope everything is okay with him. I really, truly do. I only went for a coffee with him back in February. And yeah, I hope he's okay. I really do. I'm sure he is. He's taken a very much an extended break. It's been months. And we need him back. We need him back. You know, I was hoping he'd come back for Fury Usyk. Because I was really hoping to hear his thoughts on that fight and how he'd break it down and his reaction. I do. I miss Chris Andre, his videos. And look, I hope he's okay. I really do. I'm sure he is. But listen, you got to do what you got to do. If there's personal stuff, maybe I should have done that this week. Maybe not uploaded some videos because the quality wasn't great. And I'm the first to admit that. They were crap. They were absolutely crap videos I did this week. And they didn't deserve any, really. They didn't deserve any good views. So I needed to really just kind of, yeah, I need to do better. And maybe I shouldn't have just done anything this week. But look, we did. G-Man, you, Hatman, Beats and Rhymes are the Dons. That's pretty good company to be in there with, man. Hatman and Beats, that's pretty good company. I'll take that. I'll take that. I think that's 100k subs between the three of us, isn't it? So that's something. We're still not near prop boxing though. That's amazing. You've 3 channels there, all good channels, and we still aren't even close to prop if you combined all our subs together. That's pretty crazy. Because I have 20, Beats has 16, Hatman's got like 80-something thousand. So I think we're about on par with prop actually when you think about it like that. Don't Chris Andre have 2 channels? No, I'm pretty sure he only has the 1. I wasn't aware of him having any more channels, to be honest with you, mate. I only ever followed the 1. Appreciate the watch-alongs. Mate, we love the watch. I miss them. I do. I don't like to... See, I've always been somewhere where I love doing the watch-alongs, but I don't like the long ones. Because believe me, people be like, oh, it must be fun. It is. And these watch-alongs are great, and I love doing them. And I actually kind of... When I'm watching a card on my own, oh, big shots going in there, but oh... Archie Sharp gets out of the corner. When I'm watching these fights on my own, I like this interaction. Big right hand almost missed there. But what I will say is if you're doing it for 3 hours, it gets tiring. Like it genuinely, it gets hard. It's not easy. Because I've done 3+ hour lives doing this and you are counting the minutes down by the time you finish. You feel like you've just done a marathon. They're not easy to do. They're not talking for 3 hours straight. That's why I kind of start them later now. Because at the end of the day, you are going to get peak viewing for the main event regardless. So you may as well just kind of get it in line with the main event. And yeah, you're giving your best for the whole of the live. You know, sort of way. What was that you guys said? Don't the watch alongs need to be less than 3 hours or something? No, you can... So you can go over 3 hours. Like there's no time limit to watch-alongs or anything like that. But for the algorithm, they don't like lives going over a certain point. So you'll often see if channels are getting 5-6 hour lives, you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a problem because they're never gonna recommend that live. And in touch, they're probably less likely to recommend the channel. So if you have a live, if you think it's a good idea to do a live for 6-7 hours, I wouldn't. So I try and get these lives. 3 hours is kind of the sweet spot. Anything over that, you're gonna have problems. The problem is with a lot of the Saudi shows, you never know what you're gonna get because you could go live for the last 3 fights, you could have 2 knockouts, and then they you don't get the main event for a flipping hour, and you're like, crap, didn't see that coming. Do I think Nathan Heaney will be able to come back from that? Genuinely, I don't. I think he's too long in the tooth, and I think that's a beating. I don't think he'll be coming back from that. Do you ever watch boxing with groups and people? Like, I'm watching with mates, but I always end up annoyed by the distraction. Pubs for boxing are great for questions, are out of the question altogether. It depends. Like, I'll let you in on a little something, on a little secret. Whenever I've gone to London and I've gone to a bar and say the boxing's not been on, I brought a pair of headphones and watched boxing just on my phone. If it's not a big show, like I watched GBM's last show over there, I find you always get a female coming up to you and starting the chat with you and be like, oh, who's that? And this, that, and asking you questions. I'm always like, that's a great way to get a conversation going. So I guess for me, I'm just used to, I've always watched boxing on my own, to be honest. My best friend would watch it me the odd time because he's a big boxing fan. But other than that, it'd be mainly just the two of us. We'd never really watch it with anyone else. And I would absolutely love, maybe it's something that will happen in the future, to do like a boxing kind of round table, as in like a boxing kind of reaction with a couple of friends, obviously like maybe Proper or someone like that, or you know what I mean, something like that. It's an idea. It's an idea I've put to certain people, and yeah, it's something that maybe we can look at getting off the ground in the future. Something a bit like what the Pain Game do, True Geordie and the Pain Game, something like that. But with people kind of in the boxing kind of industry and stuff like that, I've thought about doing that. That's a long way off. But it's something that maybe we could look at in the next year or so. When I say a long way off, but it's something maybe in the next year or so we could do. But that's going to take a lot of work. But it's something I've mentioned to others, and we think it has legs. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how that goes. There's a lot of things for me in the pipeline that are going on behind the scenes at the minute now that, you know, I'm working on with other guys. Obviously, a few of my vids are going up on the Zone. There'll be a few on this week as well. So there's a few things kind of going on away from the channel. It's not stopping me uploading to it, but yeah, there's a few things. It's going to be an interesting time in the next couple of months. I'm going to say the next 6 months are going to be a very, very interesting time. I'm going to be very interesting. I'm going to be in a new city. There's going to be things happening. I'll put it like that. There's going to be things happening. So we just need to wait and see. We need to wait and see how we go, and how these projects go. We have to get them off the ground first, but yeah, in response to that question, the watch along, for years, I've only ever watched boxing pretty much on my own. So yeah, for years and years I've done it. So yeah, I don't really know it any other way. And whenever I have watched it with friends, I'm not. It's just been that. Now Loma's taking a break. How likely do you think it'll be we'll get Shakur versus Loma? Unlikely. Oh, mate, can you say happy birthday to my friend? I'm gonna do my best. I am gonna do my best to pronounce that name. All right. Malik La Liga Behinds. Now I'm going to assume that is completely butchered, but I'm going to give it a go. That'd be great to watch. I definitely would prefer to listen to fans of boxing rather than soccer fans. Just watching the big heavyweight fights. Yeah. You know, that's what we're thinking of doing. That's what I know. Ade mentioned something like that to me in the past, and let's see. Let's see how that goes. I'd watch the Pain Game style G-Man. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. I'd love to try it. I think it'd be good fun. I think it'd be real good fun, and I think that, you know, people would like it. You know, people would like. I think people would enjoy it, because you're essentially talking about guys who they have a love for boxing. They have a love for everyone would have their favorite. You have some disagreements, but above all, and as well as that, you'd have some characters. So I think it would be good. It's an idea. Let's see. Let's see if the idea has any legs. Let's see if it has any legs. And would you prefer to see the telly and not turn the table around? And we would prefer to see the telly and not turn the table around. But to watch along, so no footage. It's kind of the whole purpose of it. You still moving to London, August 19th, man? August 19th. I don't want to talk about it because it's been a flipping nightmare. It has been an out and out nightmare. I'd love to do a round table with all those guys. It's going to be difficult though, because obviously Hatman doesn't go on camera. I know where Hatman is. The Wire is based in the States, so outmatching Ade, yeah, that'd be pretty easy. We're all based in London, so that'd be pretty easy. Would you need to fly to the UK for it? I'm not sure if. Well, I'll be based in the UK in the next couple of weeks, so it won't make much of a difference, to be honest with you. It literally won't make much of a difference for me. Love the channel and enjoy watching the growth of the G-Man brand. Can you please give me a shout out? Shout out to Michael Park every time. You said the G-Man brand. There is no G-Man brand. It's just the channel. That's all it is. Once you get 10k subs, you can actually get your own. You can use, I think, as a T-spot or something like that. You can actually do it from your channel and you can make merch. And I haven't done that because I don't think it's just me talking about boxing. But I appreciate the comments. Shout out every time to Michael Parks. Michael Parks every single time. Am I watching the? Oh man, I will not watch. I won't give that Olympic Games any ounce of attention. Not a hope. Not a flipping hope. Not after what I seen yesterday. Good Lord. I recently moved from Dublin to London. It's a great spot. It is a great spot. It is a great spot. It absolutely is. Why move to London? I'm familiar with it. I like it. Yes, I know it's expensive. I'm aware of that. But I like it over there. Hey, we always read the super chats up. We always read the super chat. Shout out to James. A little towards the moving cost, mate. Big up the G-Man brand. Up the G-Man brand. It's a little, man. It's a little, but every little bit helps, man. As I always say. It's a little, if say, my head in the turkey for a hair transplant. You know something? Tomorrow morning, I'm going for a consultation here in Dublin. They actually do a good payment plan, so I'm going to get an idea of the cost tomorrow. We're going to get an idea of the cost. I'm going there 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's in Dublin City. I flipping hate driving in Dublin City. But we got to get the ball rolling on that as well. So I'm heading over there tomorrow morning. I will get an idea of how much it's going to set us back. How much it's going to set us back. Am I taking the legendary armchair to London? I'm retiring that armchair. It's gone. We'll get a new one. We're going to get something a lot better. A lot nicer. Do you know, I've been watching a few channels. They wouldn't be channels I'd necessarily have a keen interest in, but just to kind of see the layout and stuff like that. I know the chair Ade uses in his new videos, in his new studio. Well, it's not really. I've seen actually the room. I've seen the room when there was hardly anything in it. I literally remember, because it's in his flat, it's one of the kind of like little kind of rooms. I think he had the laundry in that room at one point, when I was there anyway. So it's not a big room. Those seats, they're kind of like movie seats. If you think about it, like they kind of fold out. It's really good. It's really nice. Natalie, can you give Haunted Eru a shout out? That would be great. We love your channel, by the way. Sorry, Haunted Air, I meant to say. Haunted Air. I have never heard of them, but shout out to Haunted Air. I'll have a look at that. I will definitely have a look at that. Haunted Air. Actually, I'll look at it now while I'm here. Haunted Air. I can't say I've ever heard of it, but just that channel just sounds intriguing. Let's have a look-see. Haunted Air. Haunted Air. Is a Haunted Air collection or something like that? I've never seen it. Now, I have to say, it rings no bells. Forgive my ignorance with that one. Do not get the racer. What was that saying? Do not get the racer gaming chair. They're not good for your back. Yeah, like I've been lucky. I've never had issues with my back or anything like that. But yeah, I don't want. Oh, by the way, 220 in the chat, or 10, sorry. If you haven't already, smash the like button. We've only got 70 likes. Only 70 flipping likes, and we have all this, and we have all these in the chat. 230 now. Come on, only 70 likes. Let's go. Yes, that's the one. Create collective. Yeah, so it was the right one. IG man, any connection to Wicklow Town? None. None. None at all, man. None at all. Ryan Garner gets the win. Deserve it. Deserve it. G-Man, do you like this fight card so far? Yeah, I do. On paper, this is a good card, and it is a good card, but last week's card was better. So far. Last week's Magnificent 7 in Birmingham, that was the something. That was brilliant. Thoughts on Sergio Perez getting a new contract? Overreaction to a couple of good performances when you had the fastest car. I don't think he should be in that car, personally, now, or in fact next season. Verstappen looked brilliant today. I don't think it's Red Bull losing their edge. I think they're only feeling the hit of that penalty for breaking the cost regulations now. I think they're only feeling it now. And I suspect that next season we will see a return to form for the last season under these current regulations. And then it's really anybody's game. You know, McLaren have probably the best car at the minute. I know Mercedes have been doing well. I'm no fan of Lewis Hamilton at all. That was a good drive in Silverstone, even though McLaren lost it more than Hamilton won it. I moved to Clapham 2 years ago, and the only thing I wasn't aware of was the foxes everywhere. I haven't been to Clapham. I haven't been. I was looking at buying a flat, not outright, near Vauxhall. And then I didn't, obviously. I didn't. And yeah, we're sticking with Stratford now. We're just seeing how that goes. There's still a few things that are a bit up in the air. But we're moving on the 19th of August regardless. Favourite boxing documentary, Assault in the Ring or When Muhammad Met Larry. Never seen When Muhammad Met Larry, but I have seen Assault in the Ring. It's a very good documentary. It's very good. I have seen that. I loved Unforgivable Blackness. If you've ever seen that documentary, it was with Jack Johnson. I really enjoyed it. Well, that's the main reason why I'm looking at Stratford Good Train Links. I am familiar with it. Yeah, Vauxhall is cool. It is. I have to say it is. And yeah, I was ready to pay a deposit on a flat there. I didn't. I was ready to pay that. And actually, I still wouldn't have been moved in by now if I had got that one. Ken Burns did it. Yes, you're right. It was very good. I think Keith Davis, James Earl Jones was in the documentary as well, giving his 2 cents on it. G-Man, thoughts on Fury still having his father in the corner for the rematch? I personally think it's a bad move in and out of the ring. Yeah, I wouldn't. Listen, I would imagine, look, I don't really have an issue with him keeping John there just as a kind of cheerleader. Something like that, yeah. He cannot leave well enough alone, and he cannot take a backward step. He's just incapable of it. And I think that's going to come back and that's going to bite Tyson Fury in the ass. If it's not, well, it already has, but I think it's going to bite him in the ass again. I really do. Not really, to be honest with you, mate. I probably won't miss it that much, to be honest with you, mate. I won't. I'm looking forward to just setting up in the UK as long as that may be. If it's for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I don't think I'll be staying there my whole life. I don't know where I'll end up in the long run, but it probably won't be Ireland. How will I miss it? Not really, to be honest with you. It's a beautiful place. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But I'm not going to miss it too much. Atelma looks really interesting. He does. I'm very impressed with Atelma, what I've been seeing from him. I really am. I think he's got tremendous potential. I really do. And by the way, there's 200 odd of views in the building. If you haven't already, it's not even to smash the like button, which you've been doing in your drones. I appreciate that. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. Because I'm a little over 300 subs off 20k. I'm a little over 300 subs off 20k. I'd like to hit it reasonably quickly. I'd love to hit it reasonably quickly. I'd love to move to the UK to do more boxing stuff in the later future. I'll be coming to you for advice. Yeah, man, I can give advice. Like, I know, well, like, London is the best for me because that's where a lot of fights happen. The trains are the best in London, the airports. So for me, that's just the best place to have it. And you'll also find that a lot of the kind of channels, the boxing socials, IFLs, a lot of them are based in London. So it's kind of like it's a good place to make connections. So that's why I'd be there. In terms of pricing, yeah, it's there. It is. Like, you don't get a lot of bang for your buck. You really don't. You really don't get a lot of bang for your buck. It's a boxing hub. It is over. Look, London is. I like London as a city, but it is overrated slightly. I prefer it to Dublin. I do. You don't get a lot of bang for your buck. The food's not great. I remember Hatman telling me the food's not great. He wasn't wrong. It's not great. It really isn't. There's a lot of look. I speak of it very highly because it's a place where I need to be, and it's done a lot of good for me. But at the same time, there are things I really don't like about it. But they outweigh the positives, outweigh the negative. And for me, for what I'm doing, I need to be there. There's no ifs or buts. I could rent the studio here. I could do a lot of things in Dublin if I wanted to stay. But at the end of the day, it's not going to help me in the long run get to where I need to go. So I need to be there. It's as simple as. I need to be there when opportunity comes knocking, because it's a case of hopping on a train for 10 minutes to get to wherever, or it's a case of paying a couple of £100 to fly and for a combination. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Where do you think either fighter will go after this fight? I don't see either winning a version of a world title. Yeah. With Chisora, I'd say he's gone if he loses, as do Joyce, but I can't really see anything else. London is nice to visit here and there. Would never want to live there, though. Yeah, I can get that. I can get that. Yeah, Hatman told me about that place, actually, Walthamstow. Walthamstow is worth looking at. Yeah, he's told me about that. It's kind of northeast London. I know where it is. I've never been, but I know of where it is. And I've heard people tell me that that's actually quite a good spot to go price-wise. So that could be something. But look, we are where we are for the time being. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. It's been, as I said at the start of this stream, arranging this move, flat, everything has been a living nightmare the last week. It has been horrific. And I thought the flat would be the easiest. It has not been. It has been the hardest part of this. Getting the job sorted was the easy part. I thought that'd be hard. God damn, this flat thing has been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. I probably will go for the press conference, but I won't go most likely to the fight. But saying that, I don't know, things can change. Let's wait and see. Things can change. Things can change. Any good places to go for a Stag and Temple Bar? Well, it's a Temple Bar pub, which is pretty good. That's a real hot touristy place, but it's dear. It's very dear. I don't really see. I'm not from Dublin City. I live in Swords on the north side, and I never need to go into Dublin City because Swords is kind of a small city in of itself. I never imagine you're in. I'm just trying to use an example in the UK, but you're in a really, really, really big place. You're in a really, really big place in Dublin, and you don't need to go into the city because everything's on your front door. So I've never needed to go into Dublin City. I've gone out a few times there, and there wasn't anything really that was there. But yeah, so I wouldn't be the best person to give advice on where it's good to go in Dublin City because I don't spend a lot of time there. Like, I have to go in there tomorrow, and I'm dreading the thought of having to drive into Dublin City, and I'm not even in the main part of the city, but it's just the thought to go in. I just don't want to. I really don't want to, but I got to do it. Muhammad Larry, ESPN is interesting, but also quite difficult to watch. I can imagine it's to do with Ali versus Larry Holmes. and that is going to be that's a fight that I've never seen. I don't want to see it. I know the context, I know everything about it, and I don't want to watch it because I'm a big fan of Muhammad Ali. I love watching him, and I know he took a horrific beating in that fight, and I just don't want to see it. I really don't. Never placed your accent. Yeah. Never. Well, I live I live just outside the town, so yeah, I don't have a normal Swords accent, but yes, yes, we are from Swords. I lived there my whole life, man. I lived there my whole life. Went to school, everything here. People always say it. They're like, "Where are you from?" From Dublin. You don't sound like you're from Dublin, yeah, because we don't all sound like Conor McGregor. But Dublin South. Dublin South is quite nice. Funny thing, I've never lived there. If I was to buy a house in Dublin, I'd probably buy one where I am here, and I'd also like to live in Hout. If you've ever been there, it's north northwest Dublin. That's lovely. Actually, if you're flying in from the UK, that's where you fly over. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. In the Christian Brothers School, nope, didn't go there. Didn't go there. I did not go there. I know it. I know a few of my friends who went there. I did not go there. There's 4 schools in Swords. One is an all boys, which is that one. One is an all girls. Clearly didn't go there. And then you have the 2 other ones. I went to the 2 other ones. Well, I went to one of the 2 other ones. Moved to the tropical island with Hatman. I'd love to go to where he is. I'm not going to say where he is. That would be a dream to live where he is. Be flipping epic. Be flipping epic. One day, man, one day. Because I hate the cold. I love the sun. And I would love that where he is. Because it looks like excuse me. It looks like paradise where he is. Near Inverness, North Scotland. When I go to England, the funny thing is, loads of people in London, when I've gone and checked into hotels, when I spoke to people, they've always said, "What part of Scotland am I from?" And it's like, I'm not from Scotland. Ain't from Scotland. Got a comment on my latest video saying I'm ripping off Hatman. Yeah, I get that all the time, which I laugh at because how often do I do videos before he's even done one? So how am I copying when I put it out first? But people will always try and nitpick. That's just what they do. And the more your channel grows, the more people will do it. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. People will do that. They'll say this, they'll say that, and just ignore it. At the end of the day, it's the worst thing you can do is when they're looking for a reaction, the worst thing you can do is react. That's the worst thing you can do. So I just don't. Like, you see me, very seldom do I even, I don't tend to scroll through the comments that much these days. And because I get so many of them, I just don't. And don't have the time. And listen, if there's people looking to fish for a response or anything like that, the worst thing you can do, and you'll often find that people give you crap. They might say it on a couple of videos and then they're just gone. Because they know you're just not going to acknowledge it, and then they're just gone. And I don't really care, because at the end of the day, you leave a comment on my video, you're boosting me in the algorithms anyway, so you're doing me a favor. There you go. Paddy Donovan versus Crooker. I got Donovan, definitely. Definitely. Totally different from Hatman in your presenting. Well, I do it the way I've always done it. And that's just, the way I do it is just, right, let's just talk. Let's just talk. Me and Hatman would have very similar views, very similar outside of boxing. In boxing, some things he says I agree with. I agree with his assessment on some fighters. Other ones I don't. I agree with his assessment on certain fighters who maybe duck this or duck that. Other ones I don't. He's always felt that Anthony Joshua was the one who was ducking Tyson Fury in 2022. I completely disagree with that. I think that Fury did what he did with Alexander Usyk. He moved the goalposts repeatedly, all the while he had someone else lined up who was Derek Chisora. I think that if Anthony, Anthony Joshua probably would have taken that fight. Anthony Joshua would have went down with it if Fury had been willing to work with him like he was with Chisora. Same way that he kept moving those goalposts for Alexander Usyk in 2023, all to fight Francis Ngannou, which was made like that. So I've always disagreed with Hatman on that one. I disagree with him on other things as well. You know, I mean, look at just Subriel Mateus. I still think he's a very good fighter. Hatman's never rated him. There you go. And I will still reiterate that I think he's a very, very good fighter, very talented fighter. Very fun to watch. Hatman doesn't rate him. So, you know, we see things different. He has his kind of fights that he likes, and I have mine. Ultimately, I think when it comes to most topics, kind of even outside of YouTube, we tend to be, we definitely share a lot of the same beliefs. And look, we haven't done an episode of the Boxing Brotherhood in a long, long time, but we are still members of the Boxing Brotherhood. To most people, and not only super chats, actually makes all the difference in your watch alongs. The only difference with the super chats is I bring them up on screen. That's the only difference. I feel like if you put in a donation, you deserve to have it pop up and I'll read it. But I'm not just going to read them. Like, the only time I would have a harder time reading the comments is when I have a guest on. Like if I have Ade or if I have Jamie or someone like that on. That's different. Because you can't really, you're talking to someone and you're trying to look at the chat and you're like, you can't really do it. You know, you really can't do it. So, but what I'm doing these, I'll try my damnedest to get to everyone. It's hard. There's 220 of you people in here, so it's difficult to get to everybody if the chat is going boom, 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 boom. You're just trying to kind of stay with it. You're trying to watch, so it's difficult. But we'll try our best. You know, that's why I said we try our best. And again, 220 plus of you guys. If you haven't already, do please consider hitting subscribe. There you go. You see, they're hitting subscribe. I see that there's 6 subs. Oh, there's 6 subs in the last 15 minutes. There you go. So you do like the content. So you do. You know, your boy is doing well. Your boy is doing well. Hatman says AJ puts on a nice image for interviews. I think with some of them, yeah. I think the whole stay humble, all that jazz, yeah, I think that's just purely for image. That's genuine. I think that's purely for image. We've seen it a few times, even going back years. Remember when, was it Coogan who interviewed him? This before he fought Dylan White. This is when he fought Dylan White and he was kind of like, you know, oh, I'm a beast now. Because that, I think he brought up the amateur fight they had. And AJ was dropped. I think that was Dylan White's first amateur fight, and Anthony Joshua was second or third. But you got to remember, Dylan White had a background, was in kickboxing prior to his amateur career. So in a way, it wasn't like Anthony Joshua was fighting another novice. He was fighting another novice in a boxing sense, but Dylan White had experience in other forms of combat. So he wasn't going into a ring, you know, being hit for the first time around like that. So it was different. They are both in the ring now. Now, I guarantee you, because I am not watching this via Sky. It's going to be I'm probably going to be behind some of you guys. So when the bell rings, when this fight starts, they're literally giving the introductions and they have the judges up on the screen, right? They have the judges' names up on the screen, right? So I guarantee you, and they're introducing the referee, Kevin Parker. I guarantee you I'm probably about 20, 30, maybe more seconds behind you guys. What I'm going to do is, when this bell rings for the first round and it starts, I will say, we're on, right? So just so we can stay in time sequence. Because to be honest with you, I don't want someone to be ahead of me and then for me to be kind of watching it, be 30 seconds behind. Oh, it's looking good this round, and someone puts in the chat, it's over. Because then you've just kind of ruined the reaction, you know? Because a lot of people love the reaction. And because I like it as well. And I don't try and put what you see is what you get. If I see a big, like when Fury got rocked by Usyk, I nearly lost my mind when that happened. I was like, holy crap. So the reaction you see is very good. It's fun to watch. What gloves is Joyce using? He's using fly gloves. You seem too humble to sell out. It might take longer to build subs, but long term I reckon you'll be more successful. But people are telling me I've already sold out because I do a bit of work with the zone. Amazing. No, listen. I'll always give my opinion, and my opinion is as is. Doesn't really matter. Like if it could be a DAZN fighter, and if I think they're like, I gave my 2 cents on Moses Telma, and I said in my post-fight review, he has more talent in his little finger than Johnny Fisher has in his whole body, and that's 100% true. That's 100% my opinion. So that's never going to change unless Johnny Fisher really gets the finger out and changes stuff. You know. Don't read the chats during the round. Blue corner for Chisora, representing Deliveroo. You know, Chisora, when he fought Gerald Washington last year in this very building, it really did have the feel of a fight. It really had the feel of this is it, this is the end. That's how the ring walk was and everything was. That's how it felt. And now you're in there. That was the great time. That was a great time for him to call it quits. Stay true, G-Man. I'm watching to the real-time stuff. We all want that, man. I always just want, as long as I know that that's someone's opinion and it's not, it's not, I don't want to say manipulate, but they're given what they want. Okay, both guys are getting their instructions. God, Joyce is a big lump of a man. Holy crap. My guy is massive. So both guys getting their instructions. I'm going with, I think Joyce is going to take Chisora out. I know some people were telling me, I seen it on the Element group, some were saying, I don't know what betting site they were with, but it was like a 10 quid on Chisora got you like 180 back by KO. It's pretty good going. All right, round one underway. Here we go. Straight away, Chisora comes at Joyce, looks to launch some overhand rights. Chisora is in for a rude awakening because Chisora is a very, very strong, very, very physical man. Joyce is not a quick heavyweight. He's not a quick heavyweight. He is a very strong heavyweight, very physical. Takes a right hand, though, early on from Derek Chisora. Now, Derek Chisora, when he's been in there with tall guys in the past like David Price, he's always, I remember disagreeing with opinion on David Adelaya. I was wrong. I thought Adelaya would beat Fabio Wadley. Boy, was I ever wrong. I do worry about Chisora, as someone said there, that he looked punch drunk. You'll start to see the effects of CTE later on in life. And I do worry because Chisora's taken some punches in his career. The good thing I will say with Chisora at this point in the fight, he's fresh. He is fresh. He doesn't have the work rate that he used to have, but he'll see a lot of these shots from Joyce coming. As you see there, he's able to slip them. They are very slow, pondering shots from Joyce, but there's weight behind them. See, he's able to get around these shots. The shots are not quick. He's able to land body shots like he is there. He's able to land right hands. When he's fought tall guys in the past, like David Price, he's been able to land quite effectively. He's swung these shots in. They're very upright. They're very slow. They're very stiff. That's all well and good against someone like David Price 5 years ago, when Pricey could never really take a shot anyway. He never had the physicality to keep these guys off. He's slower now, doesn't have the same work rate, and Joyce can take a much better shot. Even if he's been stopped by Zhilei Zhang, he can still take a much better shot than David Price ever could. Could you imagine Zhilei Zhang versus David Price? Good. Could you imagine that? That would have been criminal. Could you imagine? Zhilei, right hand almost lands there from Derek Chisora. Could you imagine that? Zhilei Zhang versus David Price. That would have been criminal. Whoever put that fight on should have actually gone to jail if that fight had ever happened. Could you have imagined? This is actually a decent start from Chisora. See, again, as I say, Joyce, a very slow, very stiff heavyweight. Not got much movement at all. His last fight, he did not look good at all. Oh, big shots go in from Derek Chisora. Joyce takes them. Joyce, again, I will say, he might have been knocked out by Zhilei Zhang. That chin might have taken a bit of damage. You might have knocked some punch resistance off him. He still has better punch resistance than most heavyweights. He is still someone who can take a very, very good shot, using this jab to good effect there. And Chisora's starting this, big shots go in from Joyce there. Chisora actually felt them. That left hook hurt him. Chisora looks to hold, you see? And the problem is, and I'm telling you this, I'm going to call this a 10-rounder, actually, interesting. I thought it was a 12. The problem is, right, Chisora's going to slow down. he's going to become more open as round one comes to an end. It's Chisora round, he outworked him. Round one's going to come to, Chisora's going to slow down, and shots like that left hook are going to become more and more and more frequent, and Chisora's going to be in a world of trouble. He is going to be in a world of trouble. So that was a good left hook that Joe Joyce landed. Ultimately, I feel, yeah, he was wobbled there. Yeah, I thought that. I felt he felt it. He definitely felt that shot. So it's a worry. It's a worry, definitely, if you're a Chisora fan from the get-go. But let's just see how he takes this. Let's just see how he goes on in this fight. Joe Joyce, he lost that round. He was outworked, in my opinion. But he should be, oh, lovely left hook he lands. And yeah, Chisora, he felt it, wanted to hold, he looked to hold. Joe Joyce, those shots might not look like they have steam on it, but they're heavy. Round two, underway. Chisora coming out, but he takes a right hand from Joe Joyce. Needs to be more careful with that defense. Can't just lunge in and give Joe Joyce free opportunities to hit like that. No way. No way at all. And Joe Joyce will know. Joe Joyce will be looking and thinking, okay, let this guy just make it through these first 2 or 3 rounds. There's nothing that Chisora will bring to the table that Joe Joyce hasn't already seen. He's been in there with big, hard-hitting club and punchers like this before. He's taken some shots there like he did against Joe Joyce, or like he did there from Derek Chisora on the chin. Left hook by Chisora lands. Joe Joyce takes it. Another one goes in. Joe Joyce back Chisora up to the rope just with the jab itself. This is where Chisora does not need to be. He does not want to be on the end of Joe Joyce's punches. As slow as they may be, they will still hurt. But Joe Joyce really thinking before he does anything, not lunging any silly attacks. Although he gets hit with a shot that looked to stray a little bit low right there. Interesting. A minute and 55 now in round number 2 left to go. Chisora seems a little bit like he looked worse in the whole 10 rounds against Washington last year. He looked very poor. He looked better now than he did last year, but still, I think that this has got problem written all over it for Derek Chisora in this fight. The longer it goes on. Although he's doing some good work there, stuck under some of those shots, lands some more shots on Joe Joyce, club and shot to the back of the head. Referee's going to want to have a word on that. He is outworking Joe Joyce, but you just get the feeling that at any moment Joe Joyce could hit Derek Chisora with something and just stagger him or put him off balance. Derek Chisora, in his prime, had a very, very good chin. In his prime, had an excellent chin. He was never iron-chinned. He could be rocked, he could be stunned, but he had a very good chin. At 40, having taken loads of punches in his career, how good is it now? Is he likely to get hurt with shots that years ago he would have walked straight through? I don't know. He gets hit with a left hook there. Short hook landed inside. Chisora backed up. Seen that straight away, but he comes back swinging. Joe Joyce looking to pick his moments. Take some shots there. Oh, big exchange by both guys here. Derek Chisora backed up into the ropes. Derek Chisora in the corner. He's already breathing with his mouth open. That's a big, big worry if you're a fan of Derek Chisora and you don't want to let Joe Joyce back you up into the corner. He's looking a bit ragged already, is Derek Chisora, with some of those shots. Some shots go in again from Joe Joyce. Derek Chisora looks to hold. Mouth wide opened already from Derek Chisora. That is not good. I know. I said it'd be about 40 seconds behind. There's 10 seconds to go in round number 2. Please don't spoil anything for me if a knockdown or something like that happens. I wanna just react to it as it happens. Round 2 coming to an end. Chisora, big deep breath there. I would say Joe Joyce should have. He wanted to go to the Olympics. He arguably should have had an Olympic gold medalist, or should have had a gold medal at Rio 2016. He didn't. They gave it to Tony Yoka. How'd that work out? For Tony Yoka in the nicest way. How did that work out? Nearly 300 in the building. If you haven't already, hit the old like button. And if you haven't, please hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe. I'm only 313 subs off 20k. Only 313, only. I say that like it's a small amount. It's been a rough month, July has, with boxing. There's not been a lot to talk about, so good left hook there from Derek Chisora. Did land clean on Joe Joyce. Took it well. Say he'll retire after 50 fights. Yoka is fighting tonight. I wasn't even aware of that. Round 3 is underway, lads, by the way. Round 3 is underway. 10 seconds into round number 3. 10 seconds in. No, oh, he's got that cross arm defense now, Chisora. Look at that. I remember George Foreman used to do that back in the day. It was a really, really tricky little defense to penetrate. And that was what an older George Foreman needed to do. He was an older fighter. He needed to do that. Chisora, again, likewise, older fighter. Very old fighter. A lot of miles on the clock with there with Chisora. But again, he is the cat with 9 lives. Whenever you think he's out, he just finds a way to come back. But this could be a bridge too far even for him. Joyce just keeping it at range, just using the jab. It's a punch that he's neglected in the last couple of fights. He's not really been using the jab, and there he lands it. He throws it and he lands it. He catches Chisora coming in. Chisora looking to work. Joyce won't let him, backs him up into the ropes. As I said, the physical strength, which is something Chisora has in abundance, a very physically strong man, a very physically strong heavyweight. He will be up against it in this fight because Joyce is every bit. He is one of the physically strongest heavyweights in the division. It's very seldom you see someone stronger than Joyce. Zhilei Zhang had his number in terms of physical strength and punching power. Joyce will tell you that. He really will. But some better work in this round from Chisora. He's not being hit as much. I haven't seen as many shots come through. And he is outlanding. He's outworking Joyce. You know, I wouldn't have given him the last round myself, Chisora, but he could make an argument that he won it. And he's winning this round. He's just outworking Joyce at this stage. And it is only a 10-rounder. It's not a 12. So that's interesting. So he doesn't have to worry about round 11 and 12. That's 6 minutes less that he has to work. So it's interesting. And he just misses Joyce with a left hook there. Some good work again from Chisora. He's keeping this pace well, but he started against Alexander Usyk 4 years ago very well. The first couple of rounds, he was doing well. He was landing. He was pushing Usyk back. He takes some shots there from Joyce, by the way. He was pushing Usyk back, but as Usyk warmed into the fight, and Usyk is like it's night and day between Joyce and Usyk. But as Chisora slowed down, Usyk acclimatized with what was happening. There you go. And he hurt Chisora in that fight as well a few times. Joyce again. Oh, Joyce takes some shots there from Chisora again. Has to hold. Has to back Chisora up to the ropes. All these people saying Chisora is a very big punch. Oh, but he takes a shot there. Does Derek Chisora still stays on his feet as round number 3 is coming to a close. But Joyce looking to finish it with a bang, lands a short right hand. Held Chisora took it. You know, Atelma looked amazing. He really did. He looked brilliant in there tonight. And I really do think that he will be looking at these two guys, and maybe even Frank Warren as well. And mate, I appreciate that. Always watch and hit the like button, G-man. I'm lousy at leaving comments, so have a beer on me, mate. Oh man, I appreciate that so much. It told me I loved the comment. So I hope you can see that. And I gave it a like as well. I appreciate that, man. The 10 quid, man. Every little bit helps, man. Like I said, moving soon, and that is just, I appreciate that, man. And don't worry, you can comments are comments. I don't care. I'm delighted, though. Don't say you're lousy at leaving comments. I'm delighted with any comment, man. But yeah, I appreciate that. Please don't mention Danny Williams and Chisora. I don't want to see that. I hope it won't. I don't think it will. Chisora's made way more money than Danny Williams ever did in his career, by the way. So I don't think we'll ever have to worry about that. It's unfortunate with Danny Williams that I think he is still fighting, unfortunately. Good Lord. Round number 4. We're 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in round number 4. This fight has not been fought. Oh, but a shot goes in there from Joyce. Both guys are as slow as molasses. You can really, the speed is not there with these guys. They are slow. Like slow. I think Chisora is 2-1 up so far against Joyce. And I didn't think I'd be even saying that. I genuinely thought Joyce would probably put it on him early and see what happens. I thought Chisora might try and swing, but he'd run out of steam pretty quick. He's fighting in spurts, definitely. You can see that. But Joyce is literally doing nothing. He's looking to counter. Oh, but he takes a Big left hand from Derek Chisora, but no, Joe Joyce keeps on firing. Keeps on firing, jabs Chisora back to the ropes. Chisora looking to launch in. That was low. Ooh, that was a low blow. Joe Joyce doesn't say anything. He lands a shot himself. Left hook from Chisora. Joe Joyce has no defense to speak of. I mean, Chisora is hitting him to the head. Yeah, he's not going anywhere, but he's not moving or going. Look at that. Like, you should not be getting hit that clean by someone like Derek Chisora at this point in his career. And these are all scoring shots. Like, you can't turn around and say, oh, whatever. They're scoring shots he's getting hit with. You have to score these. I would be taking the Telma over Chisora, and this version of Joe Joyce, he does not look good in there. Those Zhang losses have really damaged Joe Joyce. Like, the wave he was on, going from only 2 years ago to now, is crazy. And Chisora is doing well in here in this round number 4. This is absolutely insane. I wasn't expecting. If he wins this fight, I doubt it. But seriously, if he wins this fight, holy crap. That would be a great way to retire. I'm hoping he does, regardless. But he's doing well in here. And thank you for the 10 New Zealand dollars, man. Sorry, can't be more. Taxman found me first. Mate, those flipping... We know it, man. Don't worry. And thank you for the 10 New Zealand dollars, man. I appreciate that. Massively appreciate it. Massively appreciate it. Every little bit helps, man. Appreciate it. 25 quid we made tonight. We're doing well. Imagine that, 25 quid. And all I have to do is sit my arse and drink water. It's pretty good going. Wish it could always be like that. But yeah. Joe Joyce has it. Man, I can't believe it. Like, Joe Joyce against Parker wasn't even 2 years ago. It's nearly 2 years ago, but it wasn't quite. And I thought, okay, the world's at your fingertips now. You're doing very well. And look at him now. Like, he is losing against Derek Chisora, and he is losing. He is. I have Chisora up on my scorecard. I want to see what the guys in the Element group are saying about this fight. If anything, we'll have a little look-see, because it's going to be in Chisora got him with a pair fight stuff. Joyce too emotionally involved. That's what Hatman is saying. Chisora doing better than Parker. Yeah, he is. It's not wrong. He is doing better than Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, he had moments in the fight, but he didn't really... Like, you never felt that Joe Joyce was in any spot of bother against Joseph Parker. Jacob says Chisora has won every round. The second round was more competitive, and I just edged Joe Joyce, but I've given the rest of them to Chisora, yeah, I have. And listen, Gerald Washington, right? Gerald Washington is, even in his prime, was never that good. And you could argue he beat Derek Chisora last year. You could argue that. That he beat Chisora. And thank you again for the... That's weird. The 10 US or New Zealand dollars came up in a different colour this time, mate. But I appreciate it nonetheless with the super sticker. They normally come up gold, because they kind of change by the amount. It's weird. The same amount with different colours. I appreciate that as well, man. Thank you so much. The tax man don't know about that one, huh? I appreciate it, man. 2 minutes and 5 seconds in round number 5 to go. Honestly, like, just to put this in context, right? Joe Joyce beat Joseph Parker 2 years ago, and then he had 2 fights last year, and he gets hit with a left hook there. Joe Joyce does. And he had 2 fights against Zhilei Zhang, where, yeah, he was knocked out and he was damaged above the eye, but, like, he wasn't, it wasn't like he had life and death situations where he had to give everything. And this is a good little exchange both guys are having here, by the way. So I don't understand how he's diminished so bad. I really don't understand. I don't know how he's done it. Diminished this bad, but he hit Chisora with an uppercut, and that backed him up. This is better from Joe Joyce. He's actually putting his foot on the gas a little bit, but he does still get hit by an overhand right from Derek Chisora. Big jab from Derek Chisora, snaps the head back of Joe Joyce. He needs to be careful. He doesn't think about defense at all. And there is some reddening around the face of Joe Joyce. You can see it right there. But Derek Chisora is able to have a drink on me. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate that, by the way. We've over 370 in the building. If you haven't already, hit the like button and hit subscribe. I'd love to get over 19,700. So if you're enjoying the commentary, we will do more. Next week, we obviously have the live commentary for... I was going to say, that was a big shot. Oh, look at that right hand, that Chisora lands. Oh, wow. Oh, big shots from Joe Joyce going in, leaning on. Oh, that was a big exchange there. This fight's getting good. Overhand right by Chisora lands. Joe Joyce is just taking these shots. Body shot from Chisora. Joe Joyce bangs to the body of there. Chisora hasn't backed up in the corner, but Chisora is landing with loads of big shots. These are all scoring shots, by the way, that Chisora is landing. So if you're... This is bad for Joe Joyce. These are scoring punches and they're power shots too. He does not need to be taking these shots, and he's losing these rounds. Seriously, he is losing these rounds because he's not. He's landed. Oh, blow! Oh! I think Chisora stunned him a little bit as the referee. Is he cut? Is he cut there? What is going on there? Both corners are up, and Joe Joyce was stunned there. 110%. Joe Joyce got stunned by a Chisora shot there. 100%. I want to see a replay of this because that did look to me like Joe Joyce got stunned. I can't believe what I'm watching. Honestly, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. I just can't believe how 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, this man was pay-per-view in Manchester against Joe Parker and bossing that fight. What the hell happened? The People's Office fight doesn't go past 8. Well, we're going into round number 6, and that was a bad round. Well, okay, Fabio Wadley has Chisora winning every round. He scored the last round even. I didn't. I gave it to Chisora. Chisora's well ahead in this fight. If he wins this next round, then Joe Joyce is fighting for a draw. I can't believe what I'm watching here. This is... I said at the start of this, the cat with 9 lives. The referee has both fighters in the corner, and he's having words with the corner. So the round hasn't actually started yet. He's having words with the fighters now. I think he's about to call them into the ringside. Right, round number 6 underway. I really can't believe what I'm watching here. This is incredible from Chisora. It really is. I called him at the start, the cat with 9 lives. What life is this now? Because I thought those 9 lives were gone. Although, Chisora taking some shots here from Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce really working hard now. Oh, back Chisora up to the ropes. Not these shots aren't landing though. The shots aren't landing, but still, it's not where Chisora wants to be. He really wants to get out of that corner, which he does. Chisora ended that last round strong. He needs to push on. He needs to really put it in Joe Joyce now, because I think he hurt Joe Joyce at the back end of that round, because Joe Joyce, as someone says there, it's very easy to hit. He's extremely easy to hit. He's too easy to hit. But it's Chisora starting to fatigue. He put a lot of effort. He's put a lot of effort into these 6 rounds. He really has. And he's put a lot of effort in the back end of that last round. And he's also, you got to remember, he's trying to keep this Joe Joyce is a big, enormous guy. He's trying to keep him off him at the same time. But he lands a good shot and just backs Joe Joyce up ever so slightly. Lands a left hook there. Chisora body shot again goes in. Joe Joyce looks to hold. This is an interesting fight. Win or lose, Chisora, even if he loses this fight, you know, I don't know what to say. Incredible. I didn't think he had it in him. Win, even if Joe Joyce wins this fight, I mean, that's him done. I'd say stick a fork in him. I mean, Gerald Washington a year ago did much better than this. Much better. Gerald Washington, if you were talking about the Joe Joyce who fought Joseph Parker, Gerald Washington wouldn't have lasted 2 or 3 rounds with him. And here he is getting hit with everything. And again, what I want to point out is the visual of Joe Joyce throwing shots at Derek Chisora when he's backed up against the ropes. That's all well and good, but you look closely, they're not landing. Like, he missed him with a jab, missed him with another jab, missed him with another jab. There's 3 misses. But when Chisora's throwing, he's landing. Like, he lands there. So you cannot score any of these combinations, these shots that Joe Joyce is throwing. You can't score them because they're not landing. Whereas Chisora, like he did there with that left hook, 35 seconds to go, you have to score these shots. You can't be giving the rounds to Joe Joyce because you can tell, well, he outworked him for this part of the game, but he didn't land. Whereas Chisora is landing. These are scoring shots. Can't believe how bad Chisora or Joe Joyce is looking, man. This is crazy stuff. Mental. Oh, a big right hand goes in by Chisora again. He misses with that right hand, but he's really, again, wily veteran. The last 30 seconds of a fight. You could be losing the round, have a good last 30 seconds, and a judge can write your name down with 10 points. Oh, lands a big jab, but he walks into a shot from Joe Joyce. Slightly better round number 6 from Joe Joyce, but you could still make the argument that that's a Derek Chisora round. Joyce would comfortably beat Fury. The Fury who fought Usyk stops this version of Joe Joyce. And he stops him without too much trouble, I would imagine. 20 past 11. Yes, by the way, if you haven't already, please do hit the old like and subscribe button. We're at 163 likes. We're doing pretty well. No, sorry, 190 likes. So if you haven't already, if you like the commentary, hit the old subscribe button. There's only 400 of you guys in here. Punches landed. 200 for Chisora, 190 for Joyce. I'm surprised it's that high for Joe Joyce. Yeah, I normally like Carl Frampton, to be honest with you, mate. I normally do. And he normally isn't that bad, but this show right here, holy crap, he's been bad. Like, he has been up the Queensberry fighters' arse all night. He has been up the Queensberry fighters' arse all night. Round number 7 gets underway. Chisora starts fast. Goes to Joe Joyce's body. This is... AJ could beat both these guys in the same night. He could beat both these guys on the same night, no question. And Daniel Dubois, who got beat by Joe Joyce 4 years ago, he would beat both these guys on the same night as well. Both these guys, they're not going to be winning any world titles, but I just can't get over that Chisora is winning this fight pretty comfortable. Oh, big left hand goes in. Another one goes in from Chisora. Big left hook. Joe Joyce has no defense at all, what to speak of. See what Chisora is doing. Chisora is easy to hit too, but at least he's able to hold his hands up. At least he's able to block some of these shots. Joe Joyce ain't doing that. And yeah, he's got a good chin still, but the visual of him getting hit repeatedly over and over again, it's not a good look at all. Joe Joyce will get knocked out at this rate. There's 1:50 to go in the 7th round. And again, it's been all Chisora so far this round. I'm surprised he's able to maintain this pace. I reckon Wilder would beat these guys. If Wilder has nothing left, he's enough left to beat them. I believe anyway. Just me. Again, yeah, Johnny Fisher would have a good time. They might be a bit too wily for him, but we need to see how he looks against Rudenko. But someone like Atelma would be chomping at the bit to get in on these guys. And the speed Atelma has, which is frightening speed, it's brilliant speed, would cause both these guys absolute fits. They would be in dire straits against Atelma because he would cause them fits. Look at that. 1 minute to go, and Joe Joyce, although he does land a decent jab, but he takes a right hand in return. Another right hand from Chisora goes in. Good Lord. I can't get over what I'm seeing here. Body shots going in from Chisora. They're scoring shots. You got to count them. Right hand, left hand combination from Chisora. Takes a jab. Another right hand from Derek Chisora. Really working hard in there now at the end of the 7th round. Mouth wide open from Chisora, but he is still firing away and he is still throwing punches. Unreal. Man, Chisora proved me wrong. He may still lose, but he's got a lot more in the tank than I gave him credit for. He really, truly does. I mean, this cat does have 9 lives. He's got 18 lives. Another left hand lands on Derek Chisora, or on Joe Joyce. Oh, big right hand. Catches Joe Joyce in the top of the head. Not really a mad concussive punch, but still a scoring shot nonetheless. 10 seconds to go. Chisora's backed up into the corner. Actually takes a shot from Joe Joyce. Wants to be very careful. Joe Joyce looking to unload. Chisora fights his way out, but he gets himself back in the corner. Joe Joyce not landing with any of these shots. Takes a left hand from big right hand from Derek Chisora to end the round. Whew. I love the way you have these lulls and then boom, it all happens. Unreal. Let's have a look at this replay. Yeah, the jab from Joe Joyce backs Chisora up, and then Chisora retaliates with a big left hand. Too easy to hit. Let's have a look. Big jab from Joyce, misses. Big left hand from Chisora, and it's not only that, it's putting Joyce off balance. It's putting him very much off balance. I've got Chisora winning. Now let's see whether they give it to him or not. Let's wait and see. But I've got Chisora winning this fight so far. Let's have a look on Twitter and see what people are saying. There's not really much there now on Twitter, to be honest with you. I'll go onto the Element group. Someone says it isn't going 12. Well, it's not a 12-rounder. Fantastic effort from Chisora. I didn't think he had it left in the tank. That's what Hatman says. Neither did I, mate. I didn't think he had it left in the tank at all. Round number 8. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I wonder what the Adam Smith sounding guy is saying on commentary. How's he been? Because people are saying Carl Frampton's not covered himself in glory. I'll have to watch this fight with the commentary and see what they're saying, but I have Chisora ahead. Definitely in this fight. You have to. He's landing with the shots, although he is slowing down. But I can't believe he has this performance left in him. I really am shocked. I didn't think he did. When this fight was announced, I was like, oh, I don't want to see this fight. Just Joyce is going to win. Boy, have I been wrong. I'm always happy to be proven wrong, as I always say. Chisora's slowing a little bit in this round. 2 minutes to go, and that's actually been mainly Joyce so far. Chisora is just staying on the outside. The jabs aren't landing from Joyce anyway, so he's nothing to really worry about in that regard. I think he's out of punching range, but I think he's waiting just to pick the right time to launch the attacks to clinch by Joyce. In a 10-rounder, don't get too comfy. Frampton wants the ref to stop it. Why? There's no reason to stop this fight for either guy. Oh, Joyce backs Chisora up again. But again, shots ain't landing. Shots ain't landing. I'm not seeing any land. So Chisora needs to work. He's got openings there. He needs to pick those openings carefully. Because Joyce isn't landing with any of these shots. They're all missing. They're all going over the head. Good jab by Chisora. Chisora looking to land that jab again, which he does. Another jab goes in. Body shot from Joyce. Probably the first shot I've actually seen him properly land, but then he gets hit with a big right hand from Joyce and another. Body shots go in from Chisora. Joyce felt them because he actually moves straight away. Misses with some more right hands. Body shot goes in from Joyce, but very few shots you could actually say are scoring shots. Little short left hook by Chisora as both guys are backed up again. The ropes looking to counter. That looked like Chisora is hurt. Definitely hurt by that. Joyce looking at referee taking a good look as well. But Joyce takes a backward step. Chisora hit again. This is Joyce looked like he finally hurt his man. Chisora looked hurt there. He definitely did. 20 seconds to go in the 8th round. This is the best spell of the fight so far for Joyce. Best spell of the fight. He's got his man hurt. Opens up a combination on the ropes. 10 seconds to go. Will Chisora be able to get out of this round? He throws back. He fires back. Uppercuts from Chisora. Right hands, but he's still sagged again the ropes. But he gets out of there. Lands a big left hand to end the round. But that was a big round for Joyce. 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes to go, lads. This fight is shaping up nicely. Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see what the scorecards were like. Up until round 6, I definitely would have had Chisora winning. But it's got a whole lot closer since then. Oh boy, you best believe it has got a whole flipping lot closer since then. Yeah, Chisora's legs definitely did it. They did a dance. Look at that. That's going to give Joyce so much confidence going into this last round. Going into the 9th round. Well, the final 2 rounds. He knows he's finally able to hurt him. He knows he can do that. When does this end, G-Man? We've got 6 minutes, but we're going into round number 9, and this could be it. Joyce on Fabio Wadley's scorecard has brought it closer. I don't think he has. I think the only round you could really give him is the 8th round that you clearly say he won. Chisora had a share of those other rounds, definitely. But he is going to have all the confidence in the world now that he can go because he knows he can hurt his man. He knows he can hurt him, and he knows Chisora is tiring. And although Joe Joyce has taken shot after shot after shot, he is still firing. He has the stamina. Chisora's hurt, man. Chisora's hurt. I don't think he's getting out of this round. Oh, but he lands a big right hand on Joe Joyce, but Joe Joyce pushes him back. Joe Joyce has a better stamina. He's got a better engine. He's got a better gas tank. He really does. Chisora looks tired. He looks very tired in there. And he's staying up against the ropes. And Joe Joyce knows he can hurt his man, but he takes a big shot there. But Chisora's legs, they don't look right. Those legs do not look right. They look unsteady. I don't know whether that's down to him being hurt or whether it's down to fatigue, but he does not look like he has his legs with him. But he does still have his hands, and he is still throwing with everything he has to keep this guy off him. He is still trying desperately, but he looks fatigued. Misses wildly with a left hand. He wasn't doing that earlier in the fight. But he jabs, double jab from Derek Chisora, just backs Joe Joyce up. Lands a left hand there. That gets through. Really interesting stuff here. Joe Joyce needs to really just step on the gas now, I think. That's what I think he needs to do. He needs to step on the gas, he needs to put Chisora back to the ropes and then open up on him. Because I think if he opens up, all he's doing is just jab, jab, jab. Just open up on him. If you know you can take his shots and he's getting hurt, you need to step on the gas. And he's doing that now as Joe Joyce. He backs Chisora up again. Clinch. 1:15 to go in the 9th round. And it's a big round. It's a big momentum shift in this fight for Joe Joyce. Derek Chisora is looking tired. He's looking ragged. He's looking fatigued. He does not have the same output that he had earlier in this fight, where he was lighting Joe Joyce up in there. He was hitting him with everything. And Joe Joyce... Oh, down goes Joe Joyce! That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What does Chisora have left? I need to see a replay of that. Joe Joyce stayed down for a while. He looks more embarrassed than anything else. It looks like he's got a... Oh, another right hand goes in. Derek Chisora misses wildly. He was more just a wild miss, but that's a 10-8 round for Derek Chisora if he gets through this round. And that will be crucial for the result of this fight. But Joe Joyce needs to claw it back. He's letting the combinations going. He's backing Chisora up. Chisora takes a big right hand from Joe Joyce. I can't believe he was able to put him down. Both guys clinch. 25 seconds to go in round number 9. This has been... Let's go. This has been flipping mental. I can't believe he got dropped. Oh, but Chisora, look at the way he sagged into the ropes and then runs around the ring. What the... Well, no, there was 10 seconds left to go in the round. Don't ring the bell so flipping early. Everybody rings the bell with 10 seconds to go. Like, what the hell? That is still a 10-8 round. No way did Joe Joyce claw that point back. Because even if he clawed it back, it'd still be a 10-9 round. But that's a 10-8 round to Derek Chisora. Oh, boy. I want to see a replay of this knockdown. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Now, I did not expect to see Joe Joyce hit the deck 460. That's how I look. Big right hand. Yeah, that's a knockdown. Now, I think the balance probably did affect him. But that is a legit 100%. Look at that lovely right hand. Down goes Joe Joyce. Last round, lads. Last round. Round number 10. Oh, boy. That bell did go early. 100% did. Lads, nearly 500 in the building. If you haven't already, hit the like button and hit subscribe. Joe Joyce starts this round early, but he lands a big, big jab. Starts it early. He needs to win this round. He might even need to knock Chisora out, because I would give that round 10-8 to Chisora. He could be behind. He could be up behind by a good bit. He may need a knockdown or a knockout to get this. Usyk's son's putting on a show. Usyk is beating the most. Beat the living crap out of Joe Joyce in the World Series of Boxing. Beat up Derek Chisora in their fight 4 years ago. That's not a knockdown. Don't rule it a knockdown. Derek Chisora, I'd say he's got hardly anything left. If Chisora wins this round, or even survives this round, there's a good chance he wins this fight. But Joe Joyce knows that, and Joe Joyce is going to work hard to make sure if he doesn't win this round, he at least gets a knockdown. This fight hangs in the balance. Hangs in the balance. And this would be an epic win for Derek Chisora at this point in his career, 40 years old. He's still looking to counter off those ropes. Joe Joyce needs to be wary, because he's been down in this fight from a Chisora right hand. Derek Chisora backed up into the corner. I don't think he has really anything left in terms of stamina, because he was countering these shots earlier. Now he's just sitting there. He's sitting in the corner, or he's standing in the corner, and he is just looking to survive. He's got 1:30 to go here in the 10th round. He urges Joe Joyce to come on, come on, come on. He urges the fans. The fans are looking. The fans are standing up. The fans are cheering and applauding, and they should be applauded. Derek Chisora almost gets caught in the ropes there, running around the ring. He has nothing left in the tank, Derek Chisora, at this point in the fight. 1:15 to go. Joe Joyce knows what he needs to do. He needs to get a knockdown. He needs to get a knockout, because you can't guarantee getting the result, because he gave away a lot of the rounds. He's got a 10-8 round against him. Big right hand goes in by Derek Chisora, but no effect on Joe Joyce. Not like the last round. He ducks. Joe Joyce missing shots. Missing shots has been the... Whoa! What happened there? No knockdown. But looks like Joe Joyce's footing just went. What the hell happened there? Did he the sweat on the sign? That's bought Chisora an extra couple of seconds time. And Joe Joyce, did he hurt himself on the way down? It was a big right hand goes in from Chisora again. Landed flush on Joe Joyce's chin. He takes it though. Is he looking to make a stand the last 30 seconds? Big right hand goes in from Derek Chisora again. Joe Joyce takes it well again. But this is a toe. Big shots go in again from Derek Chisora. Joe Joyce takes it, has to hold. 20 seconds to go here in this round. It's still a Joe Joyce round, but he's taking some shots now. He has 15 seconds left to put a dent on his guy. He's going to have to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora knows that. He comes firing back. Joe Joyce backs him to the corner. Needs bigger shots than this. Not going to be enough. Unless it is. We don't know what way the judges have seen it. But the bell is going to go any second. The bell is going to go, and there it is. Joe Joyce waves his hands a lot. They pick Chisora up. Lads, this was fun. Alexander Usyk clapping at ringside. He shared the ring with both these guys. Has Derek Chisora pulled it off? Is it someone saying a draw? Could well be that. I can't believe what I've just seen. I did not envision the fight going this way. No way. I did not see the fight going like this. I didn't see it coming in the slightest. Lads, who doesn't love heavyweight boxing, huh? Heavyweight boxing is... heavyweight boxing is just flipping brilliant. You've got to love heavyweight boxing. It's flipping amazing. I'll always love it. People, what a fight. Chisora with his swollen eye, he dropped Joe Joyce. I didn't think that would happen. Never in a million years. What? Great fight. Great fight, man. Great fight. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. I can't believe that Chisora dropped Joe Joyce. Cannot believe. I can't believe this is the same Joe Joyce. Yeah, I'm hearing people say Carl Frampton had a mare on commentary. He's normally quite good, Carl Frampton, to be fair. But I still can't believe this is the same guy 2 years ago fought Joseph Parker and beat the living crap out of him. Joseph Parker has just beaten Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder in back-to-back fights. Unreal. But a great fight. And Usyk with the faces. Who doesn't love Alexander Usyk with the faces? I will turn it up when they give the scorecards. Punches thrown. A lot of punches landed. A lot of punches thrown. A lot of punches landed. Great fight. Great fight. By the way, with the 500 viewers in the building, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit subscribe, by the way. Just saying. Last time I'll say it. No, it's not the last time I say it. What am I talking about? 526 in the building. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit subscribe. You gotta ask these things. Don't ask, you don't receive. You ever hear that saying, you don't receive? Oh, lads. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to pop the chat on for the time being, because I don't want anyone... Because you guys are probably about 20, 30, 40 seconds ahead of me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I don't miss a single... I don't want the result to be spoiled. I want my reaction to be as natural as can be. So when they read the results, it's going to be my reaction. And it looks like they're... I think they might be getting ready to read them now. Let's go. Let's have a listen.
We go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Kieran McCann scores it 97-92.
So it's unanimous, I think. Could be a draw. Ooh. UD. He beat Joyce. I can't believe. What? How does this man do it? How does he do it? How does this man still do it? How in God's name does he still do it? Derek Chisora is 40 years old. He's had God knows how many fights. He's had beaten after beaten after beaten. He's a cracks up world honors. Joyce beat Joseph Parker less than 2 years ago. And he beat him clearly, convincingly. And he's just lost in the O2 to Derek Chisora. I can't believe what I'm seeing. What a performance. My man just won 580 pounds on Derek Chisora. I am sure you are the happiest man in London. You are the happiest man. Big Nigel Farage there. Congratulating Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was big on Brexit, wasn't he? Nigel Farage, MP. He's finally an MP now, Nigel Farage. Good Lord. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. His last fight in the O2. Said it'll be his last fight in the O2. I will say it again. This is how he should go out. This is the perfect way to go out. Never mind having a fight in Africa. Never mind having one last fight in Manchester. This is how you want to go out. This is the way to go out. This is how he should go out. This is brilliant for Derek Chisora. He's embraced by Alexander Usyk. That's the way to go out. That is the way to go out. You don't need to stick around. That's how to go out. The heavyweight champion of the world embraces his former foe. They did have a great fight a few years ago. Chisora is the winner. I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. Credit to him. Lads, I'm going to get my post-fight review recorded. Can't believe it. Big up to everyone in the chat. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Chisora's giving an interview. Before I finish. I'm boxed for a year. Lads, how can you not like Derek Chisora? How can you not like this man? How can you not like him? Lads, big up to Chisora. I'm going to record my post-fight review. All the best. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to the donations, everything. Oh, man. Share the wealth. That's the perfect way to end it. Thank you, my friend, for the super chat, and thank you to everyone who locked in. Peace, peeps.